Welcome to Suna Island. Where you can stop and relax. For the rest of your life.
With these events having transpired, the sun is down, it's beginning to get late, people are starting to move over to the slump where they will rest for the night. You see that guard presence is raising quickly. It's most dangerous here at night is the prison raiders attack more at night. Fairmeyer likes to stay up for this particular shift so that he can offer his services best. The sun is just set. Let's start with Addie. You had just won a trove of items, a couple books, an operating flask, a rusty shield. Mm-hmm. Is there anything you want to do?
Nah, I just kind of want to go to bed for the night.
Okay. You begin to make your way with the crowd to the slump. As you start walking in, you see Lady Bouvier, the gnomish woman with the beehive hair that she, I believe, has a blue flower in now. As people are walking in, they're waving. Without looking up, she's waving back and jotting down what looks like names, very kindly greeting people. It's kind of a long line, but if you want to step out and talk to her, you could, or you could just funnel your way into this back room.
Oh, she's a busy lady. I won't bother her.
As you funnel your way into this back room, you see that there's a set of stairs to the left that you see a lot of women and children, men with small babies. They're going up these stairs, and it's a much different line. It actually thins out, but the room you're in now is very large. It's the size of this entire building. And what you see in kind of, in 20-foot squares, there's just ropes attached from one wall. And then as it comes to a corner where it would hang, it hangs off of a post dug into the dirt ground you stand on, and then it loops over to the next wall. And as you're watching people, they're going up to the ropes, which are probably about like 4 feet in the air. They just lean over them. The rope sweeping under their armpits, their chest resting. They slack their legs until their feet dig into the dirt, propping themselves up over this rope.
Okay, so they're sleeping like human scarecrows is pretty much what's happening here.
That's exactly what it looks like.
I gotta get myself a fucking baby. He's been playing Steel Baby.
Do I count as a small child?
Do I see my fellow companions anywhere?
Well, let's take a look. Zale, you have finished with the dishes. Roll me a d20.
17.
You've done well with the dishes. It seems like with kind of the new invigoration of life and ready to kind of tackle this problem ahead of you, this flows over even to the manual labor that you have taken on yourself to help the community, and you've scrubbed up these dishes really well. And by the time you're done, you see that a good amount of the crowd has migrated over that stream of water that runs through the center of town. And you do see that the sheriff's quarters are still lit up, and the slump is well lit up now as more and more people are funneling in.
While I was doing the dishes, would I have been able to kind of talk about, just kind of get an idea of local goings-on? Like, because I wasn't there when they talked about Hilo Hilltop. Mm-hmm. Or would I have been able to kind of talk about stuff like that and kind of get an idea of what the political situation was?
I'll tell you what. The best way I think to approach this is roll a charisma check. Mm-hmm. Persuasion if you're proficient with it.
24.
Okay. Yeah, so you're able to talk to a lot of people, the small gnomes and halflings. I think it's mostly halflings running the kitchens. They're willing to talk. You find this odd. Let me ask a character question for you. Is Zale a smoker?
When she needs to be. She is a social smoker.
Okay. Well, as the dishes are getting done, you find that a couple of the halflings are actually kind of in the back as they're moving these larger pots. You see a couple of them are kind of hiding underneath, and they're beginning to roll up what looks like cigarettes. Mm-hmm. When you catch them, you don't. They immediately meet you with a little bit of like adversarially, but then they're kind of like you're cool enough to them with a charisma of 27.
24.
Of 24. They'll offer you if you want to have a drag off of their cigarette.
I will accept.
Okay, roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh,
Make
nice.
it friends.
I don't know if what are clerics proficient in? What my saving throws?
Not con. I believe their strength and wisdom.
Okay, good to know. Just
Yeah, it sounds about right.
not great. What is this? What is Constitution?
Correct.
5.
So as you take a drag from this cigarette, your head gets a bit lighter. You're familiar with this particular kind of drug. The most popular drug that has been kind of sweeping over Kratica has been a drug called amber. Mm-hmm. And amber is a drug that, if taken enough of, is horribly hallucinogenic and permanently alter your brain. In small doses, it's like a party drug. They've been distilling it down to tabs, believe it or not.
What is amber? Is it herbal? Is it?
It's from the common street. What most people would know commonly about amber is that amber comes from the Underdark, the only place it can be found, and they don't know what makes it.
Okay.
A lot of people will tell you that amber is actually what happens when purple worms shit, and their feces fossilize.
So that's better than I was thinking. I was thinking the drow like piss and it crystallizes.
I mean, I feel like they're both equally bad in different ways.
There's a small, tight group of people who know the real origin of amber. Whatever you want to think it is, it comes from the Underdark. Fill in the rest. So you take a hit of this, and your problems have been pushed away, and you're given this high sense of wonder. The moon is a little bit brighter. For some reason where you haven't been able to hear before, you can kind of hear the ocean gently brushing the shores. The sounds of the crickets and animals out in the jungle are, instead of making terrifying noises, are making music. And an amount of levity has come to you. This kind of helping people to want to talk to you more. You find that High-Low Hilltop. What was your question about? This was a very long way to get to this point.
I just wanted to kind of know the current political situation in town, because I've been trying to sort of see like what the community is like, and I wanted to know because I was not there when they talked to Bouvier, right. So I don't know anything about that. Just like what's going on. I know who the guy in charge is, but like what else is going on politically in town? All
right, so. The big decisive issue is that High-Low Hilltop is stepping up to take the place of Teclin Fairmire. High-Low stands on the belief that it's better for them to militarize and fight back harder against the prison raiders, because the prison raiders hold the greatest source of island-grown food. They have farms here, but their farms can't produce enough to feed everybody the way it should. But there in Anit's garden, as they would call it, that grows more crops for bread, for corn, for vegetables, for fruit than anywhere else on the island, and they are the hoarders of it. Whereas Fairmire believes that if he was able to get help from the castle, then they would be able to use them to force the prison raiders to give them more food.
As it currently stands, the prison raiders, which are they are sort of the outlaws of the prison community on this island.
Right.
As opposed to us being the more civilized community, or where we are is the more civilized. I guess I don't know if you guys are civilized. I don't know.
The community itself is more civilized.
Yeah.
Correct.
When does the night shift start?
As you come out, you can see the night shift is already starting. Guards are starting to come out. It kind of starts at 3 now. Can
I look for Fairmire? I'm just going to ask where he is.
Okay. Any guards will tell you that he's still at the sheriff's
I'll go there, because I had some ideas to talk to him about anyways.
Okay. Theo,
Yes.
you have just walked out and you have seen a child that you have identified to be of a incredible race. Mm-hmm. What do you want to do?
Well, so I would see them going into the...
You're actually kind of... You don't see them do anything.
They don't go into
The crowd has kind of divided everyone.
Okay.
So they're not around you.
But I would figure they would go into the slump, was it?
Yeah, that's kind of the unspoken place where we'll all meet.
So I'm going to go into the slump.
Okay.
I'm going to go talk to Bouvier.
Okay. The line filters in, and you're kind of coming at the trickling end of it, and Bouvier sees you, and she says, "Oh, Theo! How nice to see you, darling."
My lady, how are we this evening?
Oh, radiant.
Well, I can see that. I was hoping for something a bit more in-depth. Your own natural charms and beauty are, of course, not lost on me.
Something more. She blushes. Something more in depth. Well, you're a little young, but I've made men quicker. And she winks at you.
I had a quick question for you, my lady, if that's okay.
Of course.
There is a child wandering through the city with odd... I pause for a minute. Who is different than the rest? Blue skin?
Oh, the drow baby?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. What about him?
I was wondering if you could introduce me to his mother. Part of my research as a wizard is understanding various cultures, so I can better attune my magic to the world around me.
Understandable. Speaking on, I have not been able to find any parchment. Sorry.
Yeah.
I talked to a few people, and they said they'd get me some when they get some, but nothing yet.
Well, I can still do the more practical aspects of my research, even without the parchment. But
Well-
I do thank you for trying.
Of course. Now, if you want to talk to the young drow's mother, that is Leah. She sleeps upstairs where the families sleep. We keep them up there because they have young children and kids stay up crying or whining all night. We don't want them waking up the working folk. So they stay upstairs. It's a bit homier. If you wait here, I could go get her.
Lucky bastard.
That'd be much appreciated, thank you.
Just watch the desk. Make sure no one takes anything. Mm-hmm. And she begins to work her way through the back. You hear her yell at a couple people. And you get on your rope. Stop touching him. She eventually comes back, and you see that she has with her this wood elf woman. And you see that she has a baby in her arms, in which she has kind of a blanket over her chest. You can obviously tell she's nursing. Mm-hmm. She says, you wanted to speak with me.
Yes, I kind of motion to go outside as non-threatening as I can.
Perhaps we could just talk here?
The information I have for you might be best not overheard by anyone, even someone as much as I trust as Lady Bouvier.
Lady Bouvier says, I'll go in the back and check on some of the folks.
Thank you.
She looks very concerned. Mm-hmm. She says, what do you need?
My name is Theodoric Percival Conroy. I am the second son of the Conroy family, and while my brother is fighting, heir apparent to our family's castle and our earnings. A couple, I guess, weeks, months ago, I don't know how long, my ship that I was traveling on...
I'm familiar with the type of story you're going to tell. It's why we're all here. What do you need, Theo?
One of the guards...
Theodoric, forgive me.
Theo is fine. One of the guards in the castle was looking for your child.
Her eyes get big and she takes a few steps back.
I'm not going to do anything. Being on this island, seeing that, has opened my eyes in a way that I hadn't seen the world around me work yet. I want to help you get out of here, and I want to offer you a place in my palace and protection for your child.
Wow, I very much appreciate this offer, but no one is leaving this island. The sooner you accept that, the easier it's going to be here.
The moment I have a plan to get people off this island, come with me. Your kid is, I'm assuming, magical?
Just a simple drow. No more magic than anyone else.
Well, if he ever develops the talents and we get out of here, he'll have the best training we can find him.
Well...
In doing so, I, conjure...
Yeah. I guess it's good to have a dream, Theo. I'll keep it in mind. But just take my advice. The sooner you learn, the easier life will be.
Can I ask you one more question?
Yes.
Why do you think the guards in the castle would want your child?
Who knows? They want people all of the time.
But why would they single him out?
He's just a simple drow. Perhaps a deeper prejudice?
There's something bigger going on. I haven't figured it out yet. But like the stories I read when I was a kid, the information will present itself. And when I do figure out what's going on, I'm going to tell you what I know. In the meantime, just keep yourself safe and keep your child safe. And if you need anything, come find me and I'll help the best I can.
Thank you.
I'm sorry for the cloak and dagger of it all.
I understand. If they have asked you to help them, perhaps it's best if we don't speak anymore.
I would assume so, yes.
To stay away from myself and my children.
Any secrets you have are safe with me.
There are stories of spies from the castle.
I would assume so.
Even here in the city.
The castle, I would hope, knowing who I am, and they do, is not going to risk my death as easily as they would someone else. That would be an incident they do not want.
Well, let's hope not. Theo, I bid you good night.
You as well.
She kind of holds her baby closer to her and walks off. I assume you head into the...
Yeah.
Okay, you give her a little bit of lead time.
Yeah, and I go looking for either of my two companions.
Okay. As you go walking past, Bouvet stops you. And she says, if you're interested in having perhaps a more comfortable place for the night...
I don't mean to, but I go bright red, and I'm hoping she can see it.
Oh, if you're a redhead, 100%.
Oh, yeah. Neck,
she can
arms,
see it.
hands.
You look like a plum.
It looks like I'm not ready for that yet. I don't even think I would need to say anything.
She kind of like reaches up and she kind of like pats the front of your leg and she says, perhaps another time.
Somehow I'll make a man out of you.
What's the legal age of consent in this world?
You're in prison?
We're on a prison island.
You're in prison?
Also, like, in these times, isn't it, like, as soon as puberty starts, like,
Oh, yeah.
you're ready.
As soon as you can.
Well, what's
do.
the biblical age of reason? I think it's 12, so at least I'm above that.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll reconnect the two of you briefly. Heading over to the sheriff's shack. As you come to approach the door, you see that there's actually no guards standing next to it. You assume they've begun their patrol. So you see that the large door that's just leaning against this building, pushed against the wall, and you see light coming out from underneath from probably a candle.
I kind of crack the door a little bit and then knock.
Okay. You hear, yes, what can I help you with?
Can I come in? This is Zale from earlier.
Zale, yes. What can I help you with?
When you were talking to us earlier, it was a lot. I guess you know, everybody who's here has traveled kind of through the same situation. And I had some ideas that I wanted to talk to you about. Both the water situation and maybe the housing situation.
Yes, Zale. If I were to give you some parchment and some ink, could you perhaps write these down?
I could. And then there was another thing that I did want to talk to you about.
Yes.
This situation that I've been in has been very difficult for a long time. At any point, if this becomes unacceptable, please let me know. But I feel like what is normal is very different right now.
Is this something that I could give you another piece of parchment to write about?
No.
And if you don't mind, what is your point?
Do you want to have sex? I'm really tired. I've been doing this 4-hour meditation thing. This is the first time I've been in relative safety in quite some time.
Roll a charisma.
If everyone has sex but Addie, I'm gonna be pissed.
I don't know. Theo's already blushed. Maybe
Is this
maybe he's
persuasion?
warmed up.
Is this persuasion?
Yes.
Okay.
As there's no formal seduce.
I tried. He wouldn't talk.
Until
It's obviously intimidate.
obviously intimidate.
11.
11.
Wait, nope. 12. I can math.
All the difference.
You'd be surprised. He looks at you.
He looks really good at you.
And
Takes a long, hard look.
He puts down his inkwell and his paper, and he walks to the back of the room.
Stranger danger.
To where there's a door. He opens the door, and he peers inside. He looks back to you, and he just points in the room.
Please tell me that was in character.
Oh, well, that's the wink thing. That's the wink noise.
Wink wong.
And as you go walking up, he kind of like he takes off like this sword hilt, like the
Oh yeah,
sword
yeah, no,
belt,
this is very, very
starts-
much not.
Yeah.
This is not sexy at all.
and he just kind of points in. He steps in the door. He closes it behind you. Any dark shenanigans you want to have go on there?
I mean,
Explain in detail.
it depends how good it is.
I will never require a roll for that. We will leave that. We will leave. If you want to make a roll, I'm not going to tell you not to. But I will leave that to the imaginations of those who would listen.
Do a madness check? No.
Do we need to
I do.
put a
Is there
parental
anything I
advisory on
noticed?
this?
Like
There already
again,
is.
still kind of like wondering about like what he's gone through. Is there scars? Any weird scars?
He just has a tattoo that says Brandy on it.
Roll me an investigation with disadvantage.
Call me Brandy.
You know, him and Brandon have
Oh,
some serious
hey.
love going on.
Investigation does not have. Okay, so plus nothing. 16.
In the throes of necessary passion, as we'll call it. Perhaps that's not correct.
No, but I'm borrowing
Necessity.
that.
Yeah, you have noticed that over where you would see one's heart, you see that there appears to be a form of a brand,
What shape?
a wide, round eye.
Creepy.
At the end of the distress session, he gives you some parchment so that you can write the rest of your suggestions down,
Okay, and I would write down.
and then he
Yes.
brandishes a cigarette,
Offers me another cigarette.
which he lights, and he begins to smoke, and he hands it over to you.
I'll take it.
All right, Constitution saving
At
throw
disadvantage?
At disadvantage.
Nice. I might be drawing like doodles. Oh, was better. It's not great. 7.
He smokes a good portion of it. You smoke a good portion of it, and all of that whimsy, all of it just begins to fade away.
Oh no.
So let me get.
Oh no.
This is a bad trip.
Oh no. All I wanted was a good night's sleep, guys.
No, you're getting a bad trip instead.
Ugh.
Now roll me a d100.
Oh, that's 2, right? That's the D10 plus the...
Correct.
Okay, percentile. 38.
The character regards something, usually the source of the madness, with intense revulsion, as if effect of antipathy/sympathy spell.
Okay, so I don't like him.
No,
What?
he's fine.
He's fine.
He's fine.
It's the cigarette.
No, it is the mere act of nudity.
Okay. For how long?
90 hours.
I can't math. Okay. So it's like 4 days ish.
So we'll say for 4 days, if you should see anyone less than dressed, if they're shirtless, if they're pantsless, if they're wearing an undershirt only, if they're anything less than church-going clothes, as a cleric of church-going clothes, you will not treat them kindly.
Okay.
Question, wouldn't that be the entire population of this city?
Yeah, I'm probably gonna forget that. Try to seduce her, and she'll be like, "Eh."
There you go.
Let me show you my shoulder.
So, you got too high.
I'll go back to the slump.
Addie and Theo, you have met at the slump.
Yes. Starting to understand why they call it that now. Now that people like slump up on the roofs.
Yeah.
At this time, a man just kind of nervously walks up to the two of you. Excuse me, are you the two who just came into town?
Of the 3, yes.
Yes, good. As you look over, you see that it's a small, older human with gray hair, kind of parting at the top.
Is it like the 90s Zach Morris?
It's like this, yeah. And it's This is Zach Morris from the 90s, but very old, and he shrunk down a lot. He just kind of looks back and forth, and he kind of like pulls into the two of you. As he's not quite as tall, So Addie, being that type of person who crouches down to talk to shorter people,
Oh, totally.
he looks to the two of you and he says, my name is Milo. I collect books so that I can take them to some good people who like books.
I like books.
Good. Would you like to read some books?
What kind of books do you have?
I've never met a sketchier book dealer.
I heard books. That's what I'm concerned with.
Would you like some books?
And just kind of like fiddle, like kind of like scratching in his chest. He kind of pulls like what looks like a medallion out and kind of like tucks it in kind of a vest that he's wearing so you can kind of partially see it. He's trying to not draw attention to it. And
Is he wearing a trench coat?
Can I investigate that medallion?
sure, give it a roll.
Anybody want a sundown?
17.
Yeah.
As you look at it, this looks like a gold medallion with a really convincing looking eye in it. Go ahead and roll an Arcana check.
22.
Okay, that is just enough to know what this is. When you look, you see that the eye is looking around.
So what is it?
You know that this pendant, there's definitely a magic about it. A magic that goes beyond keeping the eye alive.
Okay, and my reaction to this would be a bit wary.
Do I see this?
Roll an investigation.
Okay. Alright, 10.
No, you don't see it.
Okay. Just gonna pretend like I'm not sweating over here.
Seeing this eye moving around, you start maybe understanding why he's so nervous.
Okay.
I need to take some books to these people who like books, and the jungle can be dangerous. And if you were to accompany me there, you could get books.
What kind of people who enjoy books are we going to see?
Good fine people.
Okay, even I'm not that naive. But
We just look to each other like,
so the eye on the pendant.
He steps so he can hear it.
Okay.
He's standing closer.
Oh, I meant between.
I know, he stepped in.
He doesn't know social cues. It's
Okay, here's what we're going to do, because I've never growing up in a palace, people at least get social cues with me. I kind of just.
Oh, I'm used to this shit. I'm gonna kind of shoulder away, just like, alright, get the fuck out of here. And put my shoulder in the way, so we're just like...
So the eye on the pendant is moving.
Well, I don't like that.
But...
When you say that, you see he's holding the pendant up. He's holding the pendant up. Just like under Addie's elbow.
I say we do it. We've got nothing to lose. I say we do it.
We have a lot to lose. It's called life.
Yeah, but it's also called there's stuff going on this island, and the only way we're going to get off this island is to figure out what's going on everywhere.
Alright, well, you're gonna have to talk to Zale about it.
Fine.
So, as the two of you turn around, what is your passive perception, Addie?
It is 10.
10?
Yep.
Okay.
Mine is not that high, so...
No wisdom.
Nope.
Addie, when you turn around, he wasn't holding anything.
So we're gonna go with you. Just let us go find
Oh, thank you.
When is this happening?
Tomorrow. This morning.
Okay.
Okay, just let's go find our partner and tell her.
Of course. I'll be here. And then he just slumps over a rope.
God, I hate this place.
Yeah. I want off this island more than I've wanted anything.
At this time, Zale, you come walking in.
I kind of hold the door frame, and I stare at the floor real hard.
Bouvier looks over, and she goes, "Oh, good for you."
Hi.
Hi,
What's your name?
Lady Bouvier.
I've heard of you.
Good things, I trust.
Absolutely.
Wonderful.
I like your dress.
Why don't you come over here and tell me some good things?
I like your dress.
It's everyone but you.
Thanks, darling.
What do you mean?
It's Lady Bouvier hasn't been around here for too long, but I know the walk when I see it, darling. Good for you. That's all I'm saying.
Thank you. Can I get for you to help to stuff?
Well, if you go right into that room right there, you can sleep that off.
Yep.
And we'll talk in the morning.
Okay. And I kind of stumble towards the door and find a spot on the rope.
As you walk in, Addie, Theo, you see her walk in. The rest of the people in the room, they have taken off the majority of their clothes.
I go back out again.
You see her walk in, she walk out.
I have a favor. Can I sleep on the floor here?
She says, well, I hate to kick you out of 2 beds. You go ahead. She kind of like points to an area behind the counter.
I curl up on the floor.
Okay.
And I go to bed.
Do we see her walk in and
Oh
walk
yeah,
out?
walk in and
we're
walk out.
following.
Yeah,
her.
we're...
You, the two of you come out just in time to see her lay on the ground and curl up.
What are you doing?
Fun night.
I'm sleeping.
I know how to handle this. What do you want me to tell her?
We're gonna help someone with books tomorrow.
I'll let her know. The night goes by. You get your full rest. You're level 4. Addie, you wake up sore.
Yeah, I figured.
It's not a comfortable sleep, but there was an alternative. And when you look over to Theo, who is soaking wet,
Of course I am.
as rain over the night has come, soaked the ground, and you've been sleeping in mud.
So the floor is dirt in this building?
Yes, it is a
Okay.
dirt floor. You are covered in mud and you are cold, but you wake up fully rested.
Do I have pneumonia now?
His lips are slightly blue. Bad question to ask,
I
man.
mean, the good news is the disease chart is right next to the madness chart.
That is great news.
That is wow.
For
That
who?
is great. No.
I was just being snarky.
Yeah. Well, here's what your snark
Your
is.
fault.
Yeah, yes.
With negative 2 inspiration, I've learned that's not the way to go.
With that, everyone wakes up. Zale, you wake up refreshed. Everyone is dressed. You are met in the foyer by this small human man who has with him a large pack that he's holding very close to his chest. He's kind of shaking a little bit with Theo and Addie. You're the third.
Hi.
Hello. I am Milo.
You're the guy with the books.
Yes. Who told you that?
Fairmeyer?
I have good. Good. Yes. We are going to deliver books to people who like books.
Where?
That's a good question that I didn't ask.
It's a short walk to
Where?
jungle. Through the jungle.
Where?
This is why
There's-
we keep her around.
There's a where in the jungle where there's no trees.
North, south, east, west.
East.
Prison raiders?
No.
Castle
East.
guards?
No.
Another settlement.
Buffy.
Thank you.
No.
People that just hang out in the jungle to the east of here.
No.
It's just
They
cosmetic.
live there.
They live in the jungle to
Yes.
the east of here, and
Yes.
they don't have a settlement.
No.
How many?
One.
So when
One
you said
people.
people who like books, you meant person.
Yes.
Does he do magic?
Yes.
Does he have magic books?
She. Yes. No.
Can I insight check him?
He's lying.
Okay. What is he like other than books?
She?
She.
What is he like other
We
than books?
should go.
The flesh of people.
Roll. You good. Roll that insight.
18.
It's clear he's lying to you, but there's a greater depth that he's lying out of fear.
What is she like other than books? We want
Plants?
magic books.
She has them
How do we get them from her?
to give her regular books.
Does anyone have books? You have those 2 burned books.
I do. Books?
No, I don't have books.
Is she okay with partial books?
Yes.
Okay.
Do I have to roll a deception check for that?
I think it's obvious that he has a shield now, though, because there's no hiding the shield.
I'm just not even gonna question it. Either way, let's just get going.
Yes. It's safe. I deliver books. I'm safe.
Safe from her?
Yes.
Is she dangerous?
No.
Don't lie to me. I'm more dangerous.
He mouths, "I have to."
Okay.
I kind of like motion for Zale to the side.
Does he come with us?
Do you walk over there?
I walk over to Theo.
If I see them huddling together, I'm gonna grab Milo by the shoulder so he stays by me.
He does take the step forward, but you're able to grab him.
Look, it's shady. We realized it last night. But there's something going on this island. And this
We
could give
need
us
to
some
get
answer.
you more magic.
That would also help, yes.
We need to be real careful because she sounds dangerous as fuck.
Yes.
You okay?
Yeah.
You look damp.
I'm just a bit cold.
I do the rub the arms thing
Yeah.
to kind of warm them up as best I can.
Bouvet walks over and starts rubbing the back of your neck.
I thought we were outside. We're not. We're in the
No,
lobby.
yeah, you're in the lobby. And she says, "Oh, you can rub the arms, but that's just warms the arms. You gotta warm the neck.
Do I?
Make sure
Can
the
I
blood-
insight?
make sure
Can
the
I
blood-
insight check?
Make sure the blood flows."
Can I insight check either her or him or both of them?
Who do you want?
Him, because he's. 14.
Okay, we all know what I'm feeling right now.
I'm gonna insight check him.
Roll a deception.
I think that would be disadvantaged too.
Roll at a disadvantage.
Addie's standing here going, is it because he's 12? Like, Jesus Christ. Like,
14.
13.
Hey.
All right. You look at him, and the first two things you notice is, wow, this one really does work because the blood is flowing and filling his body, turning him red. And he's clearly made very uncomfortable by this advance.
Also, if I may,
Go.
it's not the uncomfortable that it's the advance, it's the uncomfortable that it's the first time he's probably felt like this.
it's like climbing the ropes in gym class.
This feeling is quickly seen and detected.
I'm gonna step away and try and, like, as all 14-year-olds would. I don't need a mother.
Yes, he's fine. Should we go?
Sure.
Oh god, yes.
As you go out into town, you see people beginning to mill about and go into their usual job. Beginning to wash clothes, pull water from the river. They begin to dig. People are going out into the small farmlands, beginning to harvest and replant. You are taken with Milo. He's a fast walker for someone his size. You see that there's a huge need for him to be somewhere quickly. He takes you out into the jungle on the familiar path that you came in on, and as you start heading a bit north again, he finds a trail and he begins to push through the jungle. Looks back at you guys, and he fumbles with something in front of him, and you hear, it sounds like flint striking together, and the jungle ahead of you, a path magically disappears, and a well-trodden path leads further east towards the mountains.
Can I Arcana check that?
Give it a roll.
22.
You see that whatever he's done has dispelled an illusion.
Okay. I'm not gonna say anything at the moment. I'm just... Like, every book I've ever read where this kind of thing comes into play usually doesn't end well for people.
He leads you down this path, and it takes a few hours. He mumbles to himself a lot, and occasionally he'll turn around and he'll give you some reassuring words. You're not harried by anything as you were before. The animals, as you hear further off in the distance, somehow being made to avoid this path. Until you're eventually brought to a small slope that leads to a weirdly, perfectly symmetrical area. The trees don't dare grow into it. And as it rounds to the top, you see that there is a single door frame standing up with a closed door.
Do I know anything about something like this?
Roll at Arcana.
I was gonna do the same
That's
thing.
fine.
I don't.
I do.
Would you?
21.
As you're looking at it, you think this door could be held up by an invisible house. You think back to a spell like Mordecaiman's Magnificent Mansion, where only a door remains. That's kind of what you bring it around to. Mm-hmm. And this is when Milo says, the door is just that way, but there's a small matter of the toll.
What's the toll?
I put my hand on his shoulder and I glare at him.
We have to pay it to get in. And he smiles at you guys.
You're gonna pay it.
Closes his eyes and winces at just hearing that. And you hear the ground begin to shake. And where you see the door, the grass begins to disturb and break apart and crumble. And whatever the door was sitting on begins to rise up. The door seems to be plated to its back. And it rises up to be in a horizontal position. And what you see is this.
Jesus Christ. I like seeing you attach those
A
things.
green troll with a door on his back. We either have to feed it or sneak in.
Got fruit still.
I gave him my fruit, but did you?
I don't.
You never
have
said
fruit.
that you did. Do you have apples?
Nope, I don't.
They
Must have done
didn't.
something.
They didn't take everything from me when I got into.
They
the...
did.
Oh, they did. Oh, I don't have fruit.
Yeah, but
anymore.
I said I'm giving him my 3 apples. You never said you were. You had 3 apples.
I don't have it listed.
You and I each got. I got 6 apples from friend when he was shaking around, and I was gonna give 2 to each of us, but then you got the big apple, so I gave 3 to you and 3 to me.
I still got the big apple, though I didn't give them that. I'm not giving the troll the big apple.
So if I gave him the 3 apples to take in with the fish,
It turns around to see all of you. And it begins to move towards you.
Okay, 3 apples. Take my 3 apples.
Yeah.
It comes stomping over the ground, shakes under its feet. This thing is gigantic.
you said feed it or what?
Feed it or sneak in.
Okay.
It
I
comes
could do both.
It comes stomping over, and it seems to have locked eyes with...
Oh, please.
Do you want me to just say you?
Yes.
All right, what's the... Lock eyes with Zale.
Okay.
For once, I'm not getting the shaft.
And Milo just kind of like says as quietly as possible to still be heard, it has singular vision. It can only see what it's looking at, but it can hear. Be careful. What you know this means is if it's not looking at you, it can't see you. Mm-hmm. As it's moving closer, focused on Zale, do you want to move at all?
Go.
Do is we'll kind of do a half circle
I'm gonna
here.
pass off my apples to her just in case.
Okay.
First, I want to stealth. I know he can't see me.
That's fine.
But
All right.
in case he tries to look for me.
All right, so give it a
You
roll.
said- yeah, you said they could hear, right?
Correct.
All right. 16.
Definitely gonna beat its passive. Go ahead and move yourself the distance you want to be moved.
I have extra movement now. 20, 25, 30, 35, 40.
So you see him, he's going to move to about this position within 5 feet.
I'm gonna.
Theo, what do you want to do?
First, I'm gonna stealth.
Okay, give it a roll.
12.
Okay. Go ahead and move yourself where you want to go.
Yeah, I'm just gonna follow Addie.
And that's how we both get caught.
It walks up to you, and you see that the tiny little scaredy mouse is just kind of moved a little bit to the side of you so that you're alone with him. It looks down and says, "You want door?
Yes, please.
Feed."
I hand him the apples.
He crams them in his mouth, and then he's going to reach a massive claw, and he's going to reach down and try and grab you.
I'll let him do it.
He reaches down, he wraps these black jagged claws around, and he just slams you against his back, throwing you through this wooden door.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
And he just begins to sniff around, and he says, "Milo!" He starts groping around to the ground, and you see Milo's just kind of like dancing around his hand, but he eventually finds him, grabs him, and slams him against his back, throwing him through the door. And he is going to sniff around to see if there's anyone else. You're able to beat his passive perception by meeting it.
Yes.
After this, he's going to sniff around, and he is going to turn. And he is going to say, "Sneaker, sneaker!" And he is going to see you.
I don't have anything to give him.
Give him some rocks. He might eat it.
And he's going to begin his approach.
I do pick up a rock from the ground
Okay?
and use prestidigitation and turn it into...
Scone.
Well, at least it looks like it.
He walks over.
Taste good.
Yeah, I could also.
Prestidigitation does not change how things look. It can change the color of stuff.
I don't know. Then
That'd be minor illusion.
Okay, then I'm gonna make it red, and hopefully it looks like a damn berry.
That's what I was thinking too.
All right. You want indoor?
Yes.
Feed me.
I hand him the red rock.
He takes the red rock and he throws it in his mouth, and you hear him crunching and breaking the rock with his teeth. He goes, "Bleh! Feed me again."
Pick up another one.
I do the same thing. This time it's yellow and hand it to him.
He repeats the process, breaking the rock in his mouth, and he spits it back out, and he says, "Rock, not food."
Okay, I do have a bit of the fruit. It's big, so I can probably do this. I take a little corner of the fruit, maybe a handful of the fruit, and hand that.
If you break it up, it does not do the thing.
When he sees the fruit, a giant claw is reaching out to take it from you. Just real quick.
Yeah.
Addie, do you want to do anything?
I want to try to jump into that fucking door.
Go on in the door while I was distracting him.
All right, go ahead and give me the stealth check.
Alright. None of my dice are doing that well. It's not going well for me. Okay. 17.
You're able to sneak around his back. You see that the door is actually just now flat horizontal, and you're going to need to grab onto the door, like the frame of the door, and push it open and climb in.
Okay.
So give me an athletics check.
4.
You grab the door frame, and as you go to grab this rope handle, you go to push it, but he turns and you go flying off, and you hit the ground, and he quickly turns his head over to where you've landed prone.
I'm gonna vault hopefully using acrobatics, kind of vault over him into the door.
It's not open. You have to open it. That's why it was
Now,
at.
here's what's gonna be. If you choose to do this, he knows you're there. You'll take an attack of opportunity. But I will get you over him. But there will be an athletics for you to break through the door.
I'm gonna do so, but I'm gonna use the inspiration you gave me.
Excellent. He will first take an attack of opportunity on you.
Okay.
It's a 15 at base.
You also have your hero points. We have 4 now. We
Ooh,
reset
yeah,
at
I
level
do.
4.
At level 4, you get more hero points. So he is going to claw at you.
Yeah, it's gonna hit. Let's just be real about it.
10 points of slashing damage as you just grab onto just the small bit of loincloth. You push off his knee as he's kind of crouched down. You leap over the back of him and you see this heavy wooden door. You just aim your feet at it and just hope it opens. Give me an athletics check.
I
Okay,
help
what's
at
the
all?
what's the inspiration? What does that give me?
The inspiration means you get to re-roll the d20.
Okay.
The hero dice is a d6 and you just get to add it to, I think, anything but death saving throws.
Okay,
Damage.
I'll take one of my
And damage.
I'll take one of my hero dice too.
Okay.
So I thought we could use it for death. I just wrote no damage rolls.
Okay, well, if that's the note you got.
I'm gonna take the 18, so that's a 20.
Okay.
Or
You
19,
go.
sorry, because I did.
As these claws rake against your chest, you leap over and your legs slam in through this door. It opens on the inside, whoosh, slams back shut, and you are safely in. This has enraged the troll.
Is he turned around to see, try to catch him in the act, or?
He feels his claw go against, and he feels the door open and close.
Okay. I'm going to use my invisible mage hand to open the door to make him think someone else is back there.
Okay.
He didn't get the fruit though, so that's the good thing.
Go ahead and roll me a sleight of hand.
Okay. Dude, I'm rolling like shit. Alright. 14.
The door rattles. It doesn't seem like you're able to open it, but the door rattles really hard. And this causes him to quickly turn around.
Alright, so I'm gonna use half my movement to get up.
Okay?
That means I got 20 feet, and you said he turned around?
Mm-hmm.
So how much movement would it take to get to the door?
So he was right here.
Okay.
He was kind of staring you down, and when the door jingled, he quickly turned around with his back to you.
Mm-hmm. So, because I got 20 feet of movement left, could I reasonably make it to the door?
Oh yeah, it's right there. All you have to do is kind of reach up and try to push that door open. So go ahead and give me the athletics check.
Alright. None of you are rolling well. Why? Yay!
Natural 20. All right, he turns around
I just had
and
to bitch enough.
it turns around and you just realize that, oh, you're completely alone now. And in a sense of panic, you just squat and leap straight up, bursting through the door. And as you do, you go diving face first right to the ground,
Oh, that's fine.
where you see both Zale and Theo sitting. And you find yourself now in this small 10-foot radius hut.
Arn, are you okay?
Yeah.
Theo, you okay?
I look down at the gash that I'm assuming is like added to the collection of scars on my chest at this point. I'm like, thank God I'm rich.
Bilo is kind of there. He picked himself up. And inside of this room, the walls look like a thick hatch just kind of spun together and placed with clay and mud. The top of it is kind of that pointed domed ceiling. And around you, you see there are shelves lined with foggy and scratched glass bottles. Small desks and shelves kind of dot the circle around, making kind of a square. And in the middle, you see there's a large black cauldron. And what else just kind of adorns this room are shrunken heads, skulls, animals' claws, things that just have been dripped in formaldehyde, books that have been torn to shreds, and as you look at them, they seem to have been reassembled. And at the end, where you stand up on the opposite side, you see this ghastly flesh dripping off the head, barely hair remaining to this skull, and flowing clothes, an ethereal figure.
I'm gonna Arcana check to see what's going on here.
Okay, go ahead.
12.
Nothing. You get the idea. You've passed through an extra dimensional door. That's it.
I have a question.
Yeah.
She had it all.
How into zombies?
Depends.
No.
It's been a while.
Fair enough, but no. You look across from you and you see that there is this ghostly figure. It looks to you and it says, "Ah, Milo has brought us more."
Books, yes.
How good. Books. Of course. Books. Now, settle in. We're going for a ride. Soon you will be where you will be trading your books.
Oh my god.
And there's a feeling of movement. And as you look back at the door you've come through, there's a small window which you could look out if you wanted.
Okay.
Around the rest of the room, the shelves, the desks are just lined with things.
How clothed is this zombie?
Oh, not very. What clothes remain are rotting and falling off.
I stand behind Addie,
Yeah.
Okay.
and I grip his arm tightly.
I knew nudity would bring us together.
I know. It was either nudity or the undead, baby.
Or both.
Can I investigate the room, just peer around and see what I can see?
Sure, give me just a second, though. She looks to you and she says, "We'll just be making a quick trip to the swamp.
Fantastic.
There's no need to be alarmed."
The swamp on the island that we just came from?
Of course. What other swamp would I take you to?
I don't know.
Maybe one not on the island that we're on.
There's a lot of swamps in the world, lady.
Baba Ya is waiting for her books.
Of
And
course.
it is my pleasure to deliver her.
That
History
makes
check?
one of us.
Yeah, 2 checks.
Yes?
The first being the investigate around the room to see what I can see.
Okay.
The second being whatever would be for Baba Yad. Assume if this character is as big as that, I would have read about it.
Okay.
I was gonna do a history check on Baba
Okay.
Yaga, too.
I'll tell you what. Take advantage on the history check. Ooh. What check do you want? Do you want to make any checks?
I don't
at all?
want any. I'm so upset by the fact that she is not wearing clothing that I am just gripping Addie like death grip
Okay.
on the arm.
Woohoo. 21.
24.
24?
Yeah.
Okay. And your history check?
21.
21. All right. So with a 21, Baba Ya, it's not a name you're terribly familiar with.
Okay.
It's kind of a name you've heard from people who have come from far, far distant lands. A lot of them do describe these lands to have swamps. Mm-hmm. And the name you just kind of, to the best of your ability, can associate some sort of old, supposedly immortal woman who lives in a kind of a shack that has giant chicken legs that carries her across the land.
Nice.
Yes. Your investigation, as she's beginning to make her way around the cauldron, just kind of floating, beginning to approach the group of you as you look around. It's
I maintain
24.
opposite side of Addie, so if I have to like walk behind him,
24?
Yeah.
You look across these walls, and you see that there is a very specific cupboard. It looks healthier than the rest. It looks like it's been kind of placed on a desk and some things have been pushed in front of it. It's all just kind of hid this cupboard in the back. But she comes around and she says, I am your driver, Boyo.
Boyle,
Boyo. I am one of 3 sisters of a coven.
are you the coven that lives in the swamp?
Yes, a third of it.
Where are your sisters?
You'll be seeing them soon.
It's not ominous.
But you, beautiful young thing,
I throw up in my mouth.
Wear more clothes, lady.
why do you retch? Do you not find me beautiful?
Can I just be silent? A very pointed silence.
Is it you fear that I am underdressed?
Yep.
Well, perhaps I could find a way to make myself more presentable. Addie,
Yeah.
give me a charisma saving throw.
Okay. 13. Too bad.
She begins to form into Addie's body.
Oh my god.
And suddenly, the arm that you were holding onto quickly turns around and grabs yours.
Is it wearing clothing?
It's just Addie.
Yeah.
It's Addie.
She's
possessed.
Boyo's
me.
gone and Addie is there. Addie? Mm-hmm. I'm pointing at Zale. Seduce.
Oh, okay. What do I have to roll for that?
Nothing. Just
Oh,
seduce.
Oh. Oh, you mean...
Yep.
Okay.
So that's what she's doing. Yep.
Okay. I don't know how to start off on that.
Just throw some really bad lines at her. I'll tell you what. I'll give you a chance to think about it.
Okay.
Theo,
Yeah.
you have kind of snuck away from this discussion. And as you begin to go towards this desk, you hear a voice. Psst. Oi. You kid.
Yeah.
Come here.
I go to the voice.
Roll perception check.
9.
9?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Over here, on the rope. Yeah, on the rope. And as you turn around, there's just this skull hanging from a rope. A little bit of rope is holding it by the spine.
Okay.
It's just a skull spine. And you hear a voice come from it. Yeah, that's it. Come here.
I do.
All right. Hey, what's up?
Are you like...
Shh. Yeah, I am. Whatever it is you gotta say. Yeah, I am. Now, listen.
Wait a minute, you've read?
Yeah, okay, yep. Listen, I need you to get me out of here.
Why?
Because I'll help you.
With what?
Whatever. You know, fighting people. How's that? Fighting people. You look like you fight people. You're a right proper adventurer, aren't you?
I guess?
Yeah. Stick me in your pocket.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so I'm...
She's busy. Do it.
Okay. Yeah, fine.
Do it.
Okay, so I put him on...
Roll sleight of hand.
Do I even... Oh, actually, I don't have that bad.
If she takes on my passive perception, this is the best.
4!
Oh.
4.
Do I see him doing this?
3. Yep.
Too busy trying to seduce, I guess.
Yeah, with no buffs to that, it's a 3. I figured out, like, well, shit, she's gonna see that, at least with... Nope. No buffs to it. So you get him, and you just stick him in your pocket real quick, like a little bit of spine is hanging out, and you just rope it back. Yeah, good job, kid, good. Shh, don't tell anyone.
Okay.
Good. Addie?
I was gonna ask, is Boyo trying to make trying to disguise this at all as
No.
like Addie?
No.
I was just gonna say, is this more presentable?
Okay.
Do one of these.
As he does, as Addie says that, he raises a hand up and just begins to like caress your face.
You need to come out of there.
Why? I thought this is what you wanted.
No.
No?
No.
Oh, but isn't this more presentable?
Yes. That doesn't mean I want it.
That's probably, yeah.
Yeah, do it.
Just start unbuttoning.
I'm gonna walk away.
He follows. It's a small. You can go around the cauldron if you want.
I go around the cauldron.
Bouvier was like caressing his
Oh yeah.
arm.
Oh yeah.
Try to reach over and
Reach out and just like the back of her neck. And it's cold. It's cold hands. Go ahead and give me another charisma saving throw.
I was gonna say they're probably not warm anyway.
You would be clammy.
Yeah, your body's warm when you have a soul, so
Oh
you know.
no.
5.
You start
This
chasing.
goes on a while.
You start chasing her around the cauldron. As you look over, you see that this young man is beginning to move towards your desk.
Excuse me.
Yeah?
Can I help you with something?
I'm actually just really fascinated by this. I study magic. It's what I did when I was at home with my parents. I didn't have many friends. I was hoping you could tell me a bit about this.
Study from afar and get the hell away from my desk.
I
Since I don't know what's on the desk at all, I figured I
That's
couldn't
perfectly
describe
fine.
it.
That's perfectly fine. All right, give me one more charisma saving throw.
Alright, gonna try a different dice just to see. 10.
Nope.
How long are you gonna be in there?
Addie just takes his shirt wide off
I
bellowing. Just let it
and just
barf in the cauldron.
and just takes his own hands and begins to rub them down his chest.
I
And
barf in the cauldron.
And Addie looks to you and goes, "He is fully aware of all of this."
I barf in the cauldron.
Man.
She sees that. She reaches down, takes a handful of it, and puts it in her mouth.
Oh no!
Oh god, that's just disturbing in general. That's not even.
I was gonna make a record of like once you see Addie shirtless, he's pretty like scarred up because he lived a pretty rough life. I just wanted to put that out
Like
there.
this.
And
So after an amount of time, you're able to shake her off, and you find yourself shirtless, and your mouth tastes like vomit and swamp.
as soon as I'm out of it, I vomit in the cauldron.
Oh, you've done so much to make an old woman happy.
Too much, if you ask.
Now, we will be arriving shortly. Time passes a bit different here. Now, when you get to see my sister, be kind, because she will be. And if you're rude, she will be.
When
Why'd
you
you look
when
at
you
me?
said when you okay, would you define yourself as kind?
No.
So she's nicer than you.
Oh. If she feels like it. Now go! We've arrived.
Okay, I book it out of there.
All right.
Me too.
I'm gonna redress and follow.
As you just pick up your shirt and the three of you go running out the door. As you come out, you drop down in front of this troll and you kind of look back and forth and you see in one hand he has the bleeding torso of someone and in the other like a fisherman's net of just bleeding body parts. And as you drop down, you look up, the torso swings over you and he just takes a bite right out of the front of it. The bones crunch in his teeth. And you're now in this dark jungle. In the center of this dark jungle, another perfect circle carved that no nature dare penetrate except for the swamp water. And up on a mound you see there is another black cauldron. The black cauldron in the middle, on the other side stands a ghastly figure. And as you see her,
Nope.
she is currently holding a freshly decapitated head, and she drops it in. Dinner has arrived.
Nope, just bring in books. Unless you eat books.
No, I was speaking to the troll.
You study magic?
Child, I am made of magic. I am Baba Ya.
Is there a deferential way I can like bow in as to show that I'm also magic?
The best thing you might think to do is cower.
Okay, but I do some kind of arcana symbol in the sky to show that I also study,
So save that.
I kneel.
and then I kind of like
Okay, kneeling, kind of just be reprimanded from your magic, it looks over to Addie. And you?
With books.
With books.
Yes.
Come here.
Yes. Okay.
What is your name?
Arn.
Arn. Arn, you wouldn't lie to me, would you?
No, I have books.
Present them.
Okay. I'm gonna give 2 of the 3 books. Well,
Excellent.
I'm gonna pull 2 out.
Excellent. Now, Arn. Are you interested in doing some work?
What kind of?
Oh, I need some components.
What kind of components?
Eggs.
Eggs? Alright.
But let's not get ahead of ourselves. I know people like you, Arn, desperately in need of wealth. And here you're desperately needing survival.
Not wrong.
And as I see that you are ill-prepared to deal with my troll, I don't fear retaliation from you.
Oh, not in the least bit.
Some say I might be in control of this situation,
Oh, for sure.
but I wouldn't think that. That's rude. Cleric, stand.
I will stand.
Face me.
I mean, I'm already facing her.
Who is your god?
The bitch queen.
Do you think she'll save you now?
I did not worship her because she was kind. I worshipped her because she was powerful, so it is her choice.
Come face me, child.
I will walk up to her.
Boy, you seek magic?
It's the only thing that made my isolation tolerable.
Isolation is not to be tolerated, it is to be enjoyed. It was the people around you who failed you, who has made you weak. But I will make you powerful, boy. Come face me. In reward for these eggs, I will present you 4 items, which you may take 3 of. First, are bracers, forged by the elves, peeled from their bodies. Next, a rod, once affixed in place, shall never be moved until the wielder wields it. The next, armor that I have dug from a shallow grave here in the swamp, from the body of which not even I recognize. Was this armor perfect and pristine? And last, a partial key. For on this island lies a treasure, in front of the eyes of most who could find it. So discreet, they would never see it. A mobile ship, broken in pieces. I have 1/3 of the piece, and should they be conjoined, that ship shall return to the size of a toy, to be deployed at the user's will, perhaps the greatest gift of all, away off this cursed island. And for these treasures, you shall bring me eggs. The north of these swamps, creatures of chaos, beings that mean only harm, lay their foul young, whom I need. You shall bring them to me, and you will not die. I require 5 eggs. The creatures you fight are powerful, and in order to survive, you will need this poison. Simply place it on whatever you use, and they shall suffer it. But there is a price. Price deeper than value of material goods that I will return to you. But you must give of yourself for this poison.
I'm gonna give my ability to speak Dwarven.
Stick out your tongue, boy.
Oh no.
She will brandish a rusty dagger,
Oh no.
and she will cut off the tip of your tongue and put it in a small vial.
Okay.
Yeah.
You shall retrieve this when you have finished the job.
Thanks for listening to Peril Party, another 5th edition podcast. Today you heard Megan as Zale, Katie as Addie, and Connor as Theodoric. I'd like to thank the talented artists over at AmbientMixer.com for lending us their work. Check the descriptions for details. And a special thanks to Megan for making our amazing themes. Check out the rest of our wonderful work here on the Quips and Crits Network.